Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Race to 100. I'm Rich Thorcell.
And I'm Neil Batang.
And we have a story that broke over this weekend that we wanted to share with you.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick refused to stand for the national anthem on Friday night's game versus the Green Bay Packers. As you can tell, we're neither exactly fans of said team.
Neither of us would stand for the national anthem.
So really anything
if we were playing the Green Bay Packers either. I mean, come on, let's be honest. They suck. Yeah, for those of you guys hating on Colin Kaepernick for deciding not to stand during the national anthem, I mean, he was called shameful, ignorant, un-American.
There's a lot of hate going around.
People have been throwing the N-word at him out there. He should be fined. Let's get one thing clear, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, players are encouraged but not required to stand for the national anthem. They don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like in school, kids don't have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance anymore. The guy was being true to himself, like many of Americans have done in the past. When Muhammad Ali refused to be to enlist in the draft, for he wasn't trying to go to Vietnam and be some puppet for the Americans. Yeah, he was hated on for that, but ended up becoming an American hero. I mean, we've got guys like Jim Brown, track stars standing on a podium, raising their hands up.
Gabby, not putting her hand over her heart. So, but can you understand the criticism that is leveled against Colin Kaepernick for this public display that's enraged so many people?
I mean, for whatever reason, we see this time and time again throughout history. When a brother decides to speak out for what he believes in, and it doesn't identify or go with what's normally the norm, people have a problem with it.
So here's the other thing too, that sports are often seen as this arena of sanctuary.
Yeah.
Politics doesn't interfere with sports. Sports don't interfere with politics. And so when a sports figure does something political or something that's perceived as political, everyone gets up in arms because it's like, well, this is supposed to be sacred. This is supposed to be something that can unite us all. And then to do something so divisive is contrary to what we end up believing sports to be all about.
What's been the mantra of our entire YouTube channel, Rick's, to embrace what's real. And that's the only thing that Colin Kaepernick is saying. I can't sit there and stand for a national anthem in a country where it is okay to oppress the black man. That's all he's saying, where people justify the wrongful deaths of a black man, where he could be cruising around and he is shot senselessly, and people will sit there and have some reason to justify it.
Do you think that the sport itself has something to do with some of the tensions that we have? For example, you look at basketball. Like basketball, you've had more and more athletes, LeBron James, Derrick Rose, Carmelo Anthony, coming out and being vocal about these social justice movements, especially when it comes to issues surrounding the black community, like the Hands Up Don't Shoot sign, the Hands Up Don't Shoot T-shirts that were being worn around the league. It didn't seem like there was that much controversy around that. I mean, people were upset, but it wasn't making headline news as this national internet outrage poured against them. Because you have a lot more white people watching the NFL than you do
Professional basketball. That's true, Rich. That's a very good point. Again, so are you? I think you're pretty much saying like, okay, are you saying something along the lines of, if a guy were to sit during the national anthem in the NBA, would he receive this much potential backlash? I believe so.
You think so?
I believe so. Again, it hasn't happened yet, so I can't give you any evidence to conclude what I'm saying. I'm giving you my personal opinion.
They pushed the boundaries before, and those have gone relatively well in context.
When a powerful black figure says something like, I'm not standing for the national anthem, and you've got a lot of blue-collar people, right? Hard-working, quintessential Americans. If you say, like, the quintessential American, I'm not the quintessential American. And people say of the ideal, they don't think of some brother with an afro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not me. Yeah. They think of some some white dude, some buff all American blonde. Like English speaking.
Ryan Lochte.
You know what? Exactly. Someone like that guy. That's the quintessential American. So when you have blue collar people that support football, and a lot of Americans, they love them some football. I mean, the most popular day in the NFL is Sunday. It's more even important than church. People will watch a football game.
It becomes a religion.
You know what I'm saying, Rich? Like fantasy football, the whole nine. It's crazy.
It's sacred. Let's move to a little bit of the merits of Colin Kaepernick's choice to sit every single channel you turn to. There's something regarding race going on right now, and so for Colin Kaepernick to suddenly interject race into the sports arena, it's like, oh my goodness, is there for those white people who believe that there isn't a racial problem, their one sanctuary has been sports, and now suddenly that's gone.
That's true. That's true.
But
That's true.
for him,
Absolutely.
for him to say that he will not stand until racial injustice is fixed in America, isn't that asking a lot of our country? And to what point is he willing to carry that?
I don't know what's going on through that brother's mind right now. Again, kudos to him for doing that, man. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick. Listen, I'm not hating. I'm not. He should be. No, listen. Like he's right. He's standing up for what he believes in. He isn't hurting anyone. He isn't breaking any laws. Well, he's not respecting the country. He's a tax-paying citizen. By default, you know what I'm saying? He respects our country. I don't care what you think about the country or if you're willing to stand or whatever. You pay your taxes. You are contributing to the infrastructure, the public service of those who serve our interests. So I can't even hate on him for that. But it's kind of weird. I'm like, Kaepernick, really? Because he was always so like blasé. You know what I'm saying? Just like out of it, just like a cool dude. But like,
Of all the people to bring this up, Colin Kaepernick would probably
he would have
be
been the
most
last
unlikely.
person. You know what I'm saying? I would have guessed like maybe someone like Cam Newton would have done something like that before he did. Brandon Marshall, you know what I'm saying? That brother, because he's all about the social issues. Anquan Bolden, plenty. I mean, Ray Lewis, I feel like would have even done something like that during his time. But Colin Kaepernick, like cheers to that. And to top, like he's a light-skinned brother doing that. Like that's what's up. Like it goes to show because like. Again, we've been talking about this like a lot, Rick. So I talk about this with my brothers, like my friends, like the light skinned brothers. Like it's not that there's a prejudice, you know what I'm saying? But at a lot of times, like us dark skinned guys, we feel that the light skinned brothers tend to be more privileged than we are. Or, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not more privileged than a white person would, but like if a cop sees a dark skinned brother and a light skinned brother, he's like, man, who's he gonna go after first? And according to surveys and things we've talked about, the dark-skinned brother
The
tends
darker
to
your
be
skin, the more likely you are to
exactly
be
the less favored. So it's kind of cool to see like a light-skinned dude who was adopted. He was actually adopted by by white people. You know what I'm saying? But still understands what the struggle is, knows who he is and where he comes from, and isn't afraid to stand up for what he believes in or not stand up for what he believes in. Feel free to like, comment, or subscribe for more access to episodes of Race to 100. None of this would be possible without the contributions of our viewers and subscribers. I'm Neil Batang.
I'm Rick Thorcell, and we will catch you next time on the Race to 100. Peace.